It went through and it took the money out of my. This is all stuff I need help with. This is all stuff that overwhelms me and shuts me down. Now having an issue of I got to call up my bank, which is the Direct Express thing, which is the government agency crap, and I'm gonna have to do it alone and try to explain to them about how they need to stop doing stuff like this. I literally can't keep having anxiety over them screwing up, over other people's screw ups. So now I gotta find out where my money went because they for certainly took it out of my account. I've only got a few minutes to try to get my stuff done to get cleared out of the room here, and I'm completely overwhelmed by all of this. It's just one phone call after another, after another, after another. When they screw up, it takes me so much time to try to fix other people's screw ups. I mean, I've got the card, the money was on it, the money's not there now. It was the amount that they charged me for the room that was taken off. So, where did it go? Where did that money go? You know, there's nobody else authorized to take that money off. Did somebody else decide to take advantage of my situation? Quite possibly. But that's the thing about me being in this screwed up situation. Instead of understanding that I'm incapable of doing these things for myself, people take advantage of the fact that I can't do these things for myself. They take advantage of the fact that if they talk over me repeatedly, that they can pretend that I'm the idiot. I'm just not listening to them. They have no idea what's going on. And they want to treat me like I'm an idiot. Not cool. So in this situation, I'm just making sure I have my stuff out of the room. By the time that the room is up, that way at least I don't have to pay for another night because there's not enough on there to pay for another night. I guess what I'm gonna have to do is go to the ATM machine and find out how much is on my card. Now, obviously, this isn't something that I was like, oh, I got a great idea. I'm gonna have them run my card, and it does go through, and then does take my money, and magically there's a problem again. Anyway, it's somebody had apparently written in the wrong year for the expiration, so that's something I'm having to deal with. There's also the lady who's gonna help me, and that's a really screwed up situation there. If I had a place to go, that's the thing. People don't understand. I need a place where I can go through my evidence. I need to be able to sit down and go through my evidence and get it turned in with another person. If you can't be here with me to listen to the evidence, which would be the easiest way to do it, then I can send you evidence. But if I'm going to send you stuff and you're not going to look at it, and you're going to make decisions based on your ignorance and not looking, that's not my fault. Matter of fact, it just makes you a really mean person. So, we'll go see how much money is on my card. If they refunded my money, then it'll be on my statement. So that's what I'm gonna go look at right now. Shit, this hurts. My fucking back. Alright. I did make a mess. Obviously, I won't be able to tip if there's no money on my card. And if they're trying to give me an overdraft, which could happen, that's even more money that I don't have. And this is the problem with people not listening when it makes a difference. It becomes many, many more expenses. And then, of course, There's situations like with my card, best I can do is leave all of my stuff in their front lobby while I go into the little store next door and look at the ATM and see what's going on. Alright, I'm gonna go next door and check the ATM. Is it right if I put this stuff?
We can't
right there?
watch it, so you can put it somewhere, but we can't keep an eye on it. We can't
Alright.
kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't need you to watch it. I just wanted to make sure I wouldn't.
Just leave it somewhere in front of the camera.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know I'm gonna take it if it's in front of the camera. But if you leave it there all day, we will take it.
Right?
Yeah, just as a friendly warning.
You're good. Alright, I gotta go check the ATM and see if they refunded the money because it was taken out of my account. I don't know why there's a issue.
Well,
on
that's why
having
it's
that.
weird when you're looking on your phone and you're looking at your account and you're like, what the heck, it's gone. What happens is when we go to process a payment, even if it denies us on the computer, like it did, because maybe the expiration date or something, what it does is it still puts like this bank hold on those funds. And so what you were seeing was most likely the hold on the account. They haven't actually extracted the money yet because we are unable
Yeah,
to charge
I've had
it.
that before, and where they've ended up telling me like 2 or 3 days later, they say that I have to wait 48 hours. I'm like, well, it's almost 3 days later, and then they finally.
Oh, it could take anywhere from 1 to 9 business days for holds to go over or to switch or something. It is a complicated mess when it comes to the banks and recognizing your accounts on people's phones. I get it. I've probably had the same conversation about holds on bank accounts over people's phones 100 million times. You know, I'm used to it by now, which is fine. You know, it's totally a normal thing. So I'm in high hopes that whatever hold they do got, it's not going to prevent you from getting money.
Right. Well, the
Yeah.
only money I'm worried about is paying the bill here because it. Like I said, when I came in here, I knew that I only had enough for two nights. That's literally it. I don't have enough to live on for the rest of the month. I had that 2 nights to try to get something done, so I made sure that I used the best use of that money. But it's looking to me like the best use of that money is just being a pain in my butt. Why can't anything with me in electronics be easy?
Well, they tell us the electronics are the best, but we all know humans are the best.
I
Forget
agree.
the electronics.
I get sick and tired of the crappy attitude out of that machine at Walmart. Thank goodness every machine is named something different. Welcome to Walmart. My name is Nora.
Oh, that would be kind of funny though, right? They all had names.
No, it's not funny because I've talked to plenty of telemarketers that tell me, my name is Joseph. How may I assist you? You're an electronic voice,
Yeah, you're not real.
right? All right, I'll be right back.
All right,
Hopefully the
good luck to you.
ATM will have something good to say.
So your payment actually did go through.
Okay,
Yeah, we've researched it. We found it. You're
okay.
totally good to go, man.
Thanks, sir.
Yep. Sorry for the alarming moment, but we definitely found it. We're good to go.
All right, you rock. And by the way, Mr. Tyler, I want to thank you very much. Since the moment that I first met you, you've given me nothing but heart attacks and smiles.
Oh, good. Heart attacks. That's not good.
Well, when you came out to my car and were like, all right, sir, when you apologized and when you said you felt you were a little bit rough,
I was in the wrong at that point. Yep.
see, that right there, that, God bless you.
And you as
I'm only saying, I don't tell people God bless you. I don't tell people in Jesus' name. I think that's rude. I think that's giving the man a black eye for anything that I might happen to do, might reflect badly upon him. But when somebody does something like that, that is what we need more of in this world. When people make mistakes, they got to admit it, fess up to it. And you have been a perfect gentleman to me. Your jokes are wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for
You've
absolutely
also been
everything.
wonderful.
You rock.
Yeah, you too.
And like I said, the heart attacks, not your fault.
I do that. I have that effect on people.
Right?
Yeah, I walk up and they're like, oh.
Well, with you guys having some dude lighting fires and all that stuff, you guys are totally good. And thank you for everything.
No problem.
Hopefully, whoever it is, that does scare, I'm sure, just about anybody to hear that first thing in the morning. Like, oh my God, people are starting fires here at night.
Yeah, I got the phone calls last night about 10 o'clock. I'm like, oh.
They cut down a whole tree.
I had just there was a branch that was cut down and we were getting ready to dispose of it. And someone decided to start cutting more of it, start lighting it on fire. So, yeah, that's fun.
The impression that I had, just because I had just woken up, the impression I had was that somebody had been out there with a chainsaw, which is a very recognizable sound to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I completely missed it because I'd watched. That's something I would have observed, somebody cutting
Yeah.
trees. Now, that's obviously not the right time of the day to be cutting trees, especially
weird,
if it's a
yeah.
motel. You know?
Yeah, he ended up being just a guy who was off of his medication. And so he was trying to keep warm, I think. I don't know what his thing was. Who knows?
Well, that is often the case. Sometimes it's they're off their medication. Sometimes it's they're on the wrong medication. Sometimes it's head trauma, and sometimes it's just they get into survival mode.
Mhm.
Myself as well, obviously. So like,
We're human, man.
Yep.
Don't recognize that as a bad thing. You gotta
exactly.
survive. You gotta survive.
If it's cold out and you're schizophrenic, it's still cold out.
Mhm.
If it's cold out and you're delusional, it's still cold out.
Yep.
If it's cold out and you're picture perfect and everything is great, it's still cold out.
Yeah. Doesn't
If
change.
it's cold to you, it's cold to your dog.
Mhm.
And
True.
also the people that America seems to think are dogs.
Yeah. We won't get into that too much though, right?
Right.
I don't know what they did, but see. And there's payment,
Okay.
but I don't know
How they, it
why
doesn't,
it disappeared.
yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't split it up into two separate days. It
No,
shows all
it was-
one deal.
It was posted and she was.
Was it Susan?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at this folio and see if it's the same one.
You are good to go though.
All right.
Just let us know when you're out so we can send people in to start cleaning room.
I think what it is that she had to run it twice when I did it because the first time she was, well, you saw my card. You can't tell on the last one unless you actually have it up close and personal. Where I put it now. You have to get up close and personal on it to see that it's a 5 and not a 3.
Mm-hmm.
And she was telling me that her eyes were kind of affecting that, so she had to do it a second time, which would make sense that it would have been both declined and accepted because the first one was declined. That was when she was having the difficulties because it was trying to double book me into a queen size bedroom that was already booked, and she was going to try to put me in 139. But 139, she wasn't able to do that because the computer wouldn't take me off of the king one, the double king, I think.
Oh boy.
And
Well, hopefully
so-
she learned how to do that.
It really all came down to the number on the card, I think is what it is. But now that I know I'm free to go and I'm not
You are
getting
free.
arrested like I'm trying to scam you.
Nope, you're good. We're all paid.
Right, absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Tyler.
No problem, Sean. You have a wonderful day. Are you taking off right now?
I kind of got to. You guys I only get my room till 11 and it's 10:32. So I figure the longer I linger, the more rude I'm being. I guess I got to try to find a parking lot that I can park in where I'm less likely to be. Well, as a homeless person, a lot of those people that are off their medications, they'll see another homeless person. The first thing they want to do is walk up to me and start telling me about their time with the CIA and how they're working secretly with the FBI on the side.
Hey, those are fun conversations though.
Right? As somebody who's had to call the FBI because people were ending up dead around me, the FBI doesn't give two turds about somebody, even if they know that there's dead bodies involved. Somebody who's off their medications, for certainly they're not going to listen to because they try to just pretend everybody on the streets is off their meds.
Yeah, people just want to assume.
But it's scary, isn't it?
Butt heads.
All right, you got 10 homeless people, 9 of them try to dress so they don't even look homeless. And in the average day, you're not going to know they're homeless. But then you got that alcoholic guy, and he doesn't mean any harm by it, but he's out there, he's hooting and he's hollering and he's screaming and he's yelling. And that's the representation that a lot of people have in their head of homelessness, because that guy's the loudest. I make sure I'm louder than that guy, but I also use a lot worse language. I tried getting into the Navy, and I think it was probably my language that kept me out.
Oh, hey, don't forget your wallet.
Oh my God, sir.
That would have sucked.
Don't make me use my volley voice. Okay, that right there would have been my fault. Okay. However, I am an American and we think that we're better than everybody and our poop don't stink. That's why I walk around my hands talking all day long. Can you smell my breath? I'm going back to Cali. Okay, I'm going to do some surfing. Oh my God. Oh my God, it'll ruin my do.
That's a good valley voice.
Right. Not like I've ever been there. I used to live in Huntington Beach. I also have relatives in Irvine, sort of. And I've also been in Oregon. I went to school in Lincoln High School. I know lots of beach bums, lots of people who don't got nothing better to do than to walk around Puget Sound picking up pieces of glass and telling me they're sea gems.
Yeah. Look at my sea rock.
Woohoo! Like that right there was a 7-Up bottle in 1987.
Hello. Hey, how you doing there, sir? Pretty good. Have a good one today, Sean.
You too, thank you.
That's pretty good. You know all about percent. I can do my best. My name's Chris. I'm a full part. Okay, all right.
And they got a fire crew guy out here to investigate. I'm sure they probably would have let me stick around a little extra. Yeah, it wasn't a matter of them trying to be assholes or hem me up for something I didn't do or steal my money or anything like that. It's just an honest mistake. Happens. When you got a vehicle like mine, and let me show you how ugly my vehicle is. All right, that's my car. And I got a storage facility. That's one of my expenses. Oh, the problem is people aren't understanding the whole issue here is having a place to process the evidence. And of course, the things that my predators did to cut me off from the resources necessary. Oh my God, I should not have slept in the fucking bed. That is like the worst idea in the history of ever. Anyway, I got like 24 minutes here. There's a lady I want to give a shout out to on this. Her story's, I hate to say this, all right, because she's a pretty blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl. Her story is more important than mine. It is far more important than mine. it is always going to be a priority where there are children involved. Even in my world. You get to see how when Rihanna was beating on Amy Spencer's girls, I had to drop it. I had to drop all of my shit and all my everything about me to make sure those girls were in a safe place. Even if I had to break the law to do it. Stephanie Larkin did some pretty mean stuff. I don't hate her. I certainly do not like what she's doing. Her and Jan Hansen, I'm trying to be as nice as I can to them. But the thing is, none of these people wanted to look at any evidence. They wanted to tell me how to think and feel after listening to one of these Natalie Bollinger group things and then be assholes to me. Like, why the fuck are you snooping? Do you care or no? If you don't care, go away. If you do care, help. Stephanie Larkin and Jan Hansen are two of many, many, many stalkers who I've asked nicely to go away, who I have told frequently to go away. And of course, do they follow my boundaries? No, they don't. Now let's pretend that it's just women who do this. No! Absolutely not. It is not a female-only trait, stupid. Ron Chase is still on my fucking page, too. On my friends list. What's the difference between him and Jan Hansen? I know Ron Chase in real life. He's a bitch in real life. I don't mean a woman. I mean, if he were your celly, he'd sleep on his belly. Whoa! I better turn in my keys. I just realized that I hadn't done that. Kind of a douchebag maneuver. All right, so between running track and cheerleading practice, track was a lot easier. I'm not sure if you've ever felt the burn after a good jog. Cheerleading practice is way worse, especially when you're jumping. You feel it right in your backside, right in your glutes, right in your hand. God damn it. Your butt will clench up because of booty cramps. Not enough potassium and all that. Anyway, I'm not digging around for gold. I'm digging around for my room card. I got 2 of them. They belong to the hotel. They are reusable. I don't see any reason to rip these people off. Obviously, they treated me like a person. Did not assume that I was some scammer trying to rip them off and immediately call the police and say, this guy's trying to rip us off with a credit card. Which some places, believe it or not, will do if it's people who are anti-hobo. There's a lady whose name I'm gonna drop. And I'm gonna explain why I'm gonna drop her name. It's because there's a child involved. That child's safety needs to be of the utmost importance. Stephanie Larkin wanted to pawn me off on others who wanted to pawn me off on others. It doesn't feel good. Because then you end up with 30 people that you've had to speak to try to get help. And none of them got their names signed to it. None of them have tried to turn it in with you. They claim to have done it on their own and so on and so forth with no evidence. It's ludicrous to think that that's functional. It's not. Kind of like a lot of people think that talking about their trauma is helpful to a victim who's trying to turn in the abuse. No, it's effective is to listen to the victim and help them turn in the abuse. When you know better than the person who is just beaten up, you assume that they're too retarded to know what being beaten up is, or you want to assume that all autistic people are the same. No, we're not. The functionality scale, that does not refer to our abilities to take care of ourselves. It refers specifically and only to our intelligence quotient.
Yeah, my daughter's getting ready to get married. There's no background check on it.
I thought about it. I was gonna
What
have
do
my
you mean
sister
thought
do
about
it. No, I just thought about it.
You thought about it?
No, I just
You
thought
should
about
have a whole, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I will give you every piece of information on me. You can run a background check or 5 or 10, you're fine, you're good. These right here do not belong to me. They apparently belong to some other folks, and I don't want to be charged with theft or have it on my conscience if it's not called in.
Thank you for bringing them back to us.
You're welcome. I'm sorry for being honest. I know that that's not what an American is
Sean,
supposed to do
honesty
these
is
days.
okay. Yeah.
I traveled so much, I had stacks of them things, and I just run a magnet over them to swipe them clean and the whole 9 yards, and I was a Marriott guy, because I was traveling all the time. And I walked into this one Marriott, and I said, "You're lucky day." What do you mean? I said, "I cleaned out my bags and everything like that, and I have this stuff."
True fact of humans. Our favorite thing to talk about is ourselves. And our best communication is not done orally. Body language is important. Language is only important for specifics. And specifics are only important when you're trying to find something. Short of that, emotionally we do fine. When it comes to some of the tough emotions, well, you might not be seeking a physical thing. It might just be a physical interaction. That guy Tyler, when he came out the other morning, he thought he was a little bit too gruff with me. No, I understand the job. I understand that the safety issues inherent in this are a systemic inherent. And that, well, primarily it's propaganda that is pushing us to this extreme hatred towards the homeless. We, as a society, also get to see how BLM, much like KKK, is doing more harm than good. You think them poor white folks working them mines in Tennessee, coughing that shit up out of their lungs? Man, they blacker than you are. They're going through shit of their own. Many of those folks, they're happy to cough up that black lung because at least they're getting paid. A lot of those places are getting laid off because we have better fuel. No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't have better fuel than coal. Nearly everything that we make that is a solar panel is built off of coal energy. I'm trying to figure out where a lot of our production is going. A lot of those places, I keep getting told, like Bristol, for example, they shut down most of the mines over there. A lot of people, that was their livelihood. Here it's cattle. In Nebraska, it's millet and wheat and corn. We all got a job to do. My issue with the soldiers and with the veterans, both. Is it with all soldiers? Absolutely. Is it with all veterans? No. If you ain't had to live it, telling somebody who has had to live it what it's like, no, that's not okay. That's diminishing them as a human being. That is assuming that they are less of a human being than they truly are. That is assuming that situations that they live through, that you know better than they do. Stephanie Larkin and Jan Hansen, and a lot of other people for that matter, their assumptions are what got in the way. It wasn't that I wasn't trying to tell them, it's that they heard what they wanted to. When you hear only what you want to hear, you know only what you've heard. Well, fuck what you heard. That's why I saved the evidence. That's why I sent you the evidence to look at with each and every one of these folks telling me they've looked at it or listened, and then I go back through. I'm like, all right, you know what? I could be wrong. I might just be perceiving this wrong. I go back and check. Once in a while, these people are actually right. I took something completely fucking wrong. Usually it was because of a lack of respect towards me at the time. I'm like, all right, well, I was in the middle of a sentence, and then, like, you can barely hear her saying this over the top of me for, like, 2 seconds before she completely domineers the conversation. But at the very beginning, she had to talk over me. I had to recognize that she was speaking and stop talking, because obviously she's not going to hear a word that I have to say if she's busy talking. It's her turn, her turn, her turn. Or his, in many of these cases. Primarily, however, it's women who believe that everything in their lives is what I need to hear about. Them talking about their personal problems and their issues is helping me. Them talking over me is helping me. No. Anyway, there's a lady that I am very not happy with because she did not keep her word. And the problem is that she never should have been thrown into this. This is a lady that one of my stalkers wanted to, all right, well, you know, I'll pawn you off on this poor lady. And now I can say I did something after 6 years of fucking head games and bullshit. Well, you know, Sean, I pointed you in the direction of somebody else. Well, I'm actually agitated at that. That's dumb. If everybody is just going to pawn me off on someone else, then no, that is not help. That is never help. Pawning someone off on somebody else, talking over them nonstop, that doesn't help. That's not help. Was it help when people did it to you? Some of you guys, you complain that people do that to you nonstop, but then you do it to me. And you literally force me to do it to you in order for me to get heard. How are you helping me by talking nonstop about you? What do you know about my situation and nonstop talking about you? You don't know jack shit. And then I end up knowing way too much about you guys. Stuff that I don't want to post on YouTube. I don't want to post it on Facebook. I'm trying to turn in my fucking predators. I need you to stop arguing and help to follow the goddamn protocols, but also to follow through. When you leave something open-ended, that shows me that you don't intend on helping me. If you were taking it seriously, you would set up a time and a date and you would make it to your fucking appointment. When you know that an at-risk adult is depending on you, that they cannot do it themselves. Arguing with them like they're retarded is not going to give them any sense of trust. The victim has to trust you, and how are they going to trust you when all you can do is interrupt them to talk about you? Stephanie Larkin, Jan Hansen. Of course, I don't know either of them. Those are both web sleuth nut jobs. Wanted to pretend like they cared and they would help any way they can, and then they literally fucking ignore me, and then they won't leave. This isn't your personal fucking hangout. This is me trying to get help, stopping ongoing abuse that you won't shut up about yourself long enough to hear. And then after you are aggravated, because, I mean, here's the thing. The last lady that I'm dealing with, she had her kid took. Now, as far as the specifics that she's told me versus what it says in the media, they don't line up. The way that she explained it, yes, absolutely, it is human trafficking. The way that the articles explain it, she's a fraud who is signing other people's names to checks. The reality is, she is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl. And it's difficult for me to get her edgewise. She believes that it's her turn to talk always. A small person with a huge voice, right? That voice only matters if you use it. For me, I had 2 days to try to get this stuff done. For Candace, I was willing to spend half my time working on my stuff and half of it working on hers, if she would actually help how I needed instead of talking over me, but she just couldn't shut up. She couldn't stop making it about her. There's a lot of things that I personally am not okay with, like, of course, there's the you need to be responsible for your own actions, Sean. Well, I am. I admit to my own actions. If I screw up, I admit I screwed up. Just like Mr. Tyler. Yeah, he screwed up. It happens. It fucking happens. But also, that situation this morning, if somebody had decided to be mean about it, could result in more people ending up dead. See, that's the thing about my evidence. It shows why there's so many people that are dead in this situation. It shows why people didn't come forward. And it also shows the complete and total disrespect for me. If you claim that you're going to help me and then you want to talk down to me like I'm a dog, we're not going to get along, and I'm not going to say nice things about you. If you want to talk to me or down to me as if I am a bad dog, then I will do the same to you. It's called equality. I don't know where I'm gonna fucking go, just so you know. I've got nowhere to go from here. All of this stuff that Candace could have helped me with in the last 2 days, and the things that she was asking me for, she needed to stop and understand I don't have access to all the shit that she does. I don't have all of the skills that she does, and I need to have her stop talking over me to tell me what to do. You need to become familiar with my situation if you are going to help me. I am sorry that Stephanie Larkin did what she did. I am sorry that she pawned me off on you. I'm also sorry that you don't understand what speaking up is, or what the point of helping an at-risk adult turn it in is. It's so that they don't get blown off. It's so they don't get blown off by the hospitals and by the police. How can they hope that you are going to be there to prevent those things from happening when you yourself are doing those things to the victim? No matter what, you let the victim know that what they have to say does not matter. They are not important. And every time you interrupt them, you are letting them know that they are not important. You are letting them know that the emergency situation that they are in, you're not going to listen to. You're only going to talk about you. And that's the problem with Candace Edwards. I don't hate her. This is the wrong lady to be pawning me off on. And I would just post up the video so that recordings. That takes a lot of time and it requires a place to do it. I can't do it at Fred Meyer's. They're going to be insulted if I'm over there. Even if I am a customer, even if I pay for things all throughout the day, I am going to have to worry about being harassed by the police or by the simply because I have existed in that environment for too long while waiting on lying pieces of shit. If you say you're going to help me and you can't shut the fuck up, you're a goddamn liar. You're not going to help me. You have no intention of helping me. What you have the intention of doing is talking over me like I'm a fucking idiot. You are not listening to or addressing any of my safety issues by talking over me and telling me what to think and what to fucking feel. The problem with Candace is, nice intentioned as she is, telling me over and over and over again that autistic people have superpowers and we're going to be the 144,000 that go to heaven. Can we stop deferring to fucking heaven? Can we stop deferring when I'm explaining to you how we are treated as autistic people? The stereotypes that we have to deal with, that's your fucking assumptions. When you won't stop saying the same thing over and over again. Oh, those y'all are God's chosen. You're the 144,000 that are going to heaven. Holy shit. Holy shit. Can you please stop? No, I'm not going to be one of the 144,000 who's going to heaven because I got superpowers, because I got autism. No. You're still talking down to me like I'm a fucking retard. And you think that, oh, well, you got superpowers. You think that false goddamn praise is positive reinforcement. No, you're a fucking asshole pushing a goddamn stereotype. You really got a kid who's autistic? No, you can't have that kid. You cannot have that fucking kid. You will push your kid to commit suicide doing that. And then you're going to treat them like shit because you have fucking pushed them to the point they want their life to end. And then you're going to try pushing drugs like any good American, aren't you? How about you listen to the fucking victim instead of completely and totally disrespecting them? These people say they'll take a look at the evidence. They'll listen to it. Well, that's what you need to do. Actually do that. Don't argue with me about what's in evidence that you're not looking at. You aren't looking at it. The reason that you're fucking arguing with me and wasting our goddamn time is because you're a fucking idiot. You want me to look at all of this shit that you fucking send me. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Stop! There's the help that I need. That's what we need to fucking focus on. When you are literally pushing me in every direction but that, you're a fucking piece of shit. I don't care if there's 144,000 people that you consider retards going to heaven. By your actions, you show that you think we're all fucking retards. When you say that you have stuff about autism, so I'm trying to educate you, you're throwing ignorance at me. Yes, you need to fucking shut up and learn something. Stop pushing everything on me like I'm a fucking retard. Like I must not know because I'm autistic. I must be dumb. I must have grown up under a rock with manservants and maidservants handing me everything. No, shut the fuck up. When you say you're going to help me, that doesn't mean make it about you. That doesn't mean talk over me, because then you don't know shit about what's going on. As soon as you start talking about the Illuminati, I don't fucking trust you. That's a red goddamn flag for me. When you're making fake profiles with my name on them after I've told you not to, and you say, oh, well, I'll write a letter. I got plenty of letters from people who said shit like that. They didn't try to fucking turn it in. No matter how many times I explain to you the reality of the fucking situation, you're in your dumb, pretty white girl bullshit mode, okay? It's all about you. Only your fucking opinion matters. Everybody's a fucking narcissist but you. You are the only victim who's ever existed on the planet, and you believe that by imparting your perfect knowledge to the retards about your abuse, that you're helping them. No, you're not. You're making it about you. You're being a very selfish person. You are literally doing the things that push men to suicide at 5 times the rate of girls. You are showing us that no matter what, you're not going to hear what we're saying. You are literally going to reinterpret everything that we say into something you can use as an excuse to be a lazy piece of shit and talk about you nonstop. Again and again and again. Well, you admit that you fucked up. No, you're too busy doing exactly the same fuck up. I don't accept apologies. I accept changed fucking behaviors. I got tired of apologizing for a bunch of shit that other fucking people did to me, because if I don't pretend that it's my goddamn fault, you're gonna victimize the shit out of me more. The problem is that you're being highly fucking goddamn abusive. Then you want to slam on me because your child was abducted. No, your child wasn't fucking abducted. Your child was taken away. Big fucking difference. There's a reason I've never been charged with child abuse. There's 2 very important things to note. I didn't go running around having unprotected sex while fucked up on drugs or alcohol. Didn't happen. I've had sex twice my entire life. You have more kids than I've had sex. You got a lot of sympathy, a lot of leeway, a lot of special treatment, specifically because you're a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl who got kids. You're exactly the people that get traded like baseball cards for the lives of me and my loved ones. The lives of actual homeless people. Were you actually homeless? Look at the fucking leniency that you got. You got released after 1 day. Now, I can believe the story that you told me, but the thing is, I got to post it up. All your personal business. You talking about how the Illuminati had a part in your birth. That's kind of fucking crazy. Okay? That's kind of crazy. When I send you that stuff on what you guys do that pushes people to suicide, and I'm asking you to read it, you literally won't fucking read it. All you're doing is shoving all of this shit down my throat. Look at all this, look at all this. Hey, Sean, I sent you another fucking resource list. Holy shit, are you gonna call these fucking places with me? When? Are you gonna keep your word? Are you gonna show up on time? Or are you gonna fucking ghost me? Are you gonna fucking ignore me until it no longer does any fucking good? Are you going to do it in a timely and efficient manner while I have the resources? Or are you going to go out of your way to fucking procrastinate, waste time, and make it about you until I no longer have the fucking resources? Then tell me how it's not your fault. It is your fault. You wouldn't shut the fuck up. You're all selfish people. You're a small person with a big voice, or a small person with a huge voice, or whatever it is. You're not lifting up the other victims. You are fucking tearing them down, you piece of shit. Candace Edward. I don't have the ability to post up our comments, our conversations. But they're not really conversations. It's you fucking domineering and making it about you. Literally not hearing a thing that I'm saying, talking over me, reinterpreting everything that comes out of my mouth, or outright ignoring it. Whatever suits you best at the time. You think that giving advice is fucking help. You think that redirecting the conversation towards what you want to fucking talk about is fucking help. No, you know goddamn well it's not. You piece of shit. I feel bad for you. Stephanie Larkin should not have done what she did with you. But what you've done since then is to show me that I literally cannot trust you to not treat me like fucking shit and make it all about you. You won't admit that you fucked up. Fuck it. You fucked up a lot. Good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and no victim left behind. Not even Candace Edwards' daughter. Obviously, she doesn't give a fuck about me and isn't going to help me, but she's got a kid. So as an American, we're all supposed to care more about her than our own lives. We're supposed to drop everything for her, no matter what. Even if she's going to help you, her idea of helping you is trying to force you to drop everything that you're doing to do what she wants. Right when she fucking wants it. It's got to be done when she wants it, and we're going to do what she wants. Only what she wants. And if we don't do what she wants, she's going to redraw the deal 30 fucking times until she gets what she wants. It'll only be done how she wants because she has the boobs, so she knows better than everybody who has a penis, because obviously men are mentally fucking retarded. Right? Is that what you're trying to shove? I'm too retarded to listen to. That's what you're pushing. Autistic people are retarded because you don't try to understand them. That's our fault, right? Isn't it? Isn't it? Fucking morons.